From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Friday morning. Yesterday was a gorgeous day to be outside, and today is going to be exactly the same. But it's going to be a little bit hotter out there, around 95 degrees in the Tri-Cities. We're going to be up around 100 for Saturday through Wednesday, and for Monday through Thursday, some little chances of showers and thunderstorms in the mountains and in the foothills. Let's take it back to this morning. Right now, you're taking a live, beautiful look at Richland. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. And we're seeing some pretty light wind gusts out there for this morning, but in portions of the basin up towards Moses Lake and Ritzville, some of these gusts already out of the north and east. These are going to pick up throughout the day, spreading down into our region, and that's going to bring some very dry air into the region. Not a first alert weather day, but the fire potential will be a little bit increased. This morning, 40s, 50s, and 60s on the map, just kind of depending on your microclimate. Here's your fair forecast for today. For the next to last day of the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo, going to be around 95 degrees for the hottest part of the day. All lower elevations going to end up in the low to mid 90s. And I'll talk about the looming, even hotter weather coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a violent night in Walla Walla that led to a SWAT standoff. We'll tell you how it all unfolded. Plus, we now know the name of the man accused of firing at officers in Yakima while tied to a deadly shooting earlier that day. And a beloved playground burned to the ground again. Why investigators say it's becoming a disturbing pattern. We have all the details on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. Jade Elliott has the day off. It's Friday, August 22nd, and we want to get right into your top stories, and we start with Fire Watch. We're following several fires that sparked through the night. We turn now to our Chief Meteorologist, Josh Colbreth, to get more details on all these fires. So, Josh, what can you tell us? Yeah, we saw 2 additional fires spark up yesterday, in addition to the fire that was already on the map. So we start off first with the Badger Fire burning in Yakima County off of Washington 24 around Moody Road. It's 250 acres. We don't have any word on containment, but we're tracking this one very closely. Then there's a fire that's burning in Kittitas County. Technically, it's pretty close to the Kittitas and Chelan County line, right on top of Blewett Pass. This is the Pipe Creek fire. It's 12 acres. Don't have any word on containment, but we know that the road, US 97, was shut down for a little bit yesterday. It has since reopened. Finally, the Sun Country fire. This one we've been tracking all week long, burning to the west of South Cle Elum, 72 acres, still only 30% contained, so we didn't really see a big update with any of these numbers yesterday. So if we have any updates with any of these fires, we'll let you know a little bit later in the show. We turn now to continuing coverage. The Yakima Valley Special Investigations Unit has identified the man accused of firing at officers on August 9th. Investigators say 36-year-old Roberto Leyva Sanchez pulled a handgun after officers stopped a car linked to an earlier homicide at East Walnut Avenue and 3rd Street. Earlier that day, police responded to reports of gunfire near 12th Street and Washington Avenue. That's where a 33-year-old woman was shot and killed, and a 13-year-old boy was injured and hospitalized. Officials say no officers were struck by gunfire, though one was briefly treated at a hospital and released the same day. Now to a crime alert where Walla Walla police say it was a busy night as 3 separate violent crimes occurred within city limits. Police say around 1 a.m. yesterday morning, the Walla Walla Regional SWAT team was called to a man who was wanted on suspicion of attempted murder, robbery, domestic violence, and resisting arrest. Also other charges, and authorities say the man broke into a home on the 100 block of East Chestnut Street. They say he attacked a woman and strangled her while threatening to kill her. The woman escaped and was taken to the hospital. A canine and other chemical agents were used to get the man to come out of the home and surrender. And that same night, Walla Walla officers responded to an apartment complex on the 400 block of West Maple Street around 10 o'clock after reports of a shooting. Authorities say a broken window and a shell casing inside one of the apartments led them to a teenager. They say the teen admitted to getting rid of a gun, and upon searching the apartment, they say they found a gun stolen from College Place. The bullet that was fired ended up going into a nearby unit and missing people in that apartment, luckily. The teen is in the Juvenile Justice Center. Now, following that, Walla Walla officers also responded to the 1100 block of West Cherry Street, and this was for reports of a large fight and a shooting. When officers got to the scene, they found several people fighting, and one person had used bear spray on people. They say another person shot into the ground. Authorities say several firearms were collected at the scene, and the person who used the bear spray was arrested. Authorities say that person also tried to run people down with his car. Authorities say this fight is still under investigation and more people may be charged. We'll keep you updated as we find out more. Now to Kennewick, police are investigating a motorcycle crash that sent one person to the hospital. This happened just after 7:30 last night near Bob Olson Parkway and South Penn Street. Officers say it was a single car crash and the motorcyclist was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. All westbound traffic was shut down for some time as the Kennewick Police Traffic Unit worked the scene. Investigators are now working to find out what caused the crash. A playground in Yakima caught fire early yesterday morning in what Yakima City Fire calls suspected arson. Now, this is the third time in the last several years that McGuire Playground at Sunrise Rotary Park has burned down. Each time the park has been rebuilt by the Rotary Club of Yakima Sunrise. It's located along the Yakima Greenway Trail, and the playground is sandwiched between the Yakima River and Interstate 82.
This morning at approximately 5:08 a.m., we were toned out to a play structure on fire at McGuire Park. Engine 91 was first on scene to a fully involved playground structure. Engine 91 did an attack on it and extinguished it very quickly and then spent about an hour doing overhaul on it. This is the third time that the structure has been burned.
Again, this happened yesterday and only accessible from the Yakima Greenway and a half-mile walk to the nearest parking lot. Yakima Fire says it makes it difficult to identify any suspects. And it is back to school season, and the Hermiston School District is becoming the first in Oregon to use artificial intelligence to catch drivers who illegally pass school buses. The district partnered with Bus Patrol to form a pilot program to protect students with AI-powered cameras on these buses. The technology catches drivers who illegally pass the stop buses, and Oregon recorded approximately 1,400 illegal school bus passings in a single day in 2023.
The goal of this whole entire program is not about how many people can we catch and how many tickets can we write. It's really about what can we do to provide another layer of security and safety for our students and our families.
The cameras will be installed and running in the coming months. Hermiston becomes the first Oregon school district to implement this technology, and it's following the legislation that was passed in 2024. If the program proves effective, more Oregon communities could adopt the system. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's the best week of summer in the Tri-Cities. We're talking about the Ben Franklin Fair and how it's packed with rides, food, and some big-name concerts happening tonight. We'll tell you who and what more you can expect coming up in your community event news. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. He'll break down what weather you can expect for the fair if you're heading over there. Keep it right here. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
Want to hear something delicious? Yep, my spicy chicken strips are back, starting at $5. And covered with my new hot honey. Want to taste something delicious? You know where to go. Get so much more. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Oh no, I did it again. On my mind, we go and tell my friends, and I'm lonely, sitting and thinking aloud.
The $7,500 federal tax credit for eligible electric vehicles is ending. Must take delivery by September 30th, 2025. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we offer our medical weight loss program. Diabetes, and more broadly, insulin resistance, is a highly inflammatory state that increases our risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, as well as Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases.
Basically, it's the lack of awareness about what's creating that weight. There's lots of psychological aspects to that, so that where you come to is to a more centered place of feeling good and connected and positive about yourself. Self-confidence.
You have access to over 100 weekly group fitness classes, top-notch fitness facilities, cutting-edge scientific therapies integrated into your program, and dedicated coaches rooting for your success. We also offer options for pharmaceutical assistance. We create patient-specific game plans centered around the 7 essential elements, which are sleep, nutrition, atmosphere, breathing, movement, thought, and purpose.
So rather than just focus, it's not dieting and it's not focused on dieting, and that's not what we do here at Pacific Clinic. It's mind, body, physical, emotional, mental, and the combination of all of those things. And I think that makes us tremendously different than any of the other programs out there.
To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
Starting at $4.49, you can get one, make it a double, or go for 3 delicious patties. Go as big as you want with my Bonus Jack combo starting at $4.49. Now you can say you're loving it and actually mean it. Get so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. There is a fire weather watch that's in place for the Cascades, technically on the cusp of our region. This goes from 11 a.m. tomorrow to 8 p.m. on Sunday, as it is going to be very dry up this way, so keep a close eye on that. Also, the extreme heat watch that's in place for pretty much all lower elevations from Saturday through Wednesday. So we'll talk at pretty great length about the heat coming up a little bit later in the show. But first, for this morning, let's show you the temperatures we already have on the map. 40s, 50s, and 60s in Kittitas County, just kind of depending on the microclimate. 40s, 50s, and 60s. Even in the Yakima Valley, 49 in Toppenish, 53 in Yakima, 60 for Union Gap. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, all of us in the 50s. For the Blue Foothills, 50s and 60s, and 40s, 50s, and 60s for the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket stuff for this morning. Going to be around sunny and 75 as soon as 10 this morning. Then after that, it's going to be nothing but t-shirt weather. So for today, low to mid 90s in our lower elevations, and plenty of sunshine. And also, I wanted to show you the smoke forecast. So for today, smoke and haze not going to be too noticeable in the region, but look at what happens overnight with some of those winds, some of those upper level winds out of the east. That's going to bring some of the smoke from Idaho and Montana into our region, and that's definitely going to become more noticeable into tomorrow. So there's that on our plate, and also the heat that's going to build for Saturday through Wednesday. I'll tell you just how hot coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Looking at community event news now, it's the best week of summer in the Tri-Cities, and we're talking about the Benton Franklin Fair.
That's right. For 77 years, the fair has been the grand finale of summer. This is where kids who've worked all year finally get to show off their projects. Also, families get one last hurrah before school starts. And of course, it's a chance to connect with friends, both old and new.
And beyond the bright lights and big sounds, there's plenty of extra fun that's happening today. So Smash Mouth and Sir Mix-a-Lot take to the main stage tonight. You can also find a livestock auction and market and dairy goat contests.
Of course, we can't forget the Horse Heaven Roundup Rodeo, 5 action-packed performances featuring top contestants from across the U.S. and Canada.
I am really excited for Smash Mouth. I think I'm going tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just think of Shrek. So it's just a staple of childhood, right?
Of course.
Well, earlier this week, our very own Austin Reed made his way down to the Benton Franklin Fair, and let's just say he wasn't afraid to hump right into the fun. So take a look at this video. Oh, I'm so jealous.
And if you know Austin personally, this video becomes
it's even
like
funnier.
5 to 10 times funnier. But that's right, folks. If your typical fair rides aren't quite your speed, you can hitch a ride on a camel. But those aren't the only animals at the fair. You'll also find plenty of kids from the 4-H program showing off their best livestock.
I know Josh agrees with me on this, but we can just hear Austin watching this video. I can just hear what he's saying and what he's doing. So Austin even caught up with one of them to find out what makes this fair the best part of summer.
What's your favorite part about the fair this year?
My favorite part about the fair is all the fun rides and food and learning about livestock.
That goat noise was the perfect punctuation to,
it really was.
to that little sot right there.
Can you do a goat noise?
Yours is way better, way better.
I practice it.
Well, there's still plenty of time to join the fun as the fair continues into tomorrow.
And you can find a full list of events and activities on the Benton Franklin Fair website and also up on our website. Favorite part of the fair?
I said the vibes last time,
Yes.
so this time I'm going to change up my answer and say the deep fried foods.
The food, fried Oreos.
deep
What
fried
did you say you
Snickers
had?
bar.
Yes. Okay, I have to try that.
Yeah,
Gotta find
good
it.
stuff.
All right, keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh Colbert right here has how your weather is looking for the rest of the weekend. Any hints, Josh?
Hot, hot, hot.
Hot, hot, hot.
It's gonna be
Hotter
hot.
than a billy goat in a pepper patch.
We're at the county fair.
Yep, exactly. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Today through Sunday. Hapo Center Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Hapo Center Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
What makes NUU unique? The amazing customer service that we offer to our patients. They know that they're heard, that they're listened to, and we genuinely care about their well-being.
From the second I walked in that office, I felt seen, I felt heard, I didn't feel judged. It just was like, we're a team and we're gonna figure this out.
I had a rare form of breast cancer. Dr. Fedino has just been fantastic. She was really just on my side and helping me, and I'm so relieved and blessed that I went there.
I'm nowhere near diabetic, and I feel amazing. And I lost 55 pounds, and I've been able to keep it off.
She had saved my life if she hadn't taken just that moment to ask me one extra question. I absolutely would have had an ugly cancer 6 months later.
Check out our new location in Kennewick or come see us in Yakima. Go to newuwomensclinic.com to explore the countless ways that wellness meets beauty.
For the first time ever, Pasco RV and Boat Super Save is coming to the Hapo Center. Make the most of what's left of camping and boating season. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats. Travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, pontoon boats, parts, accessories, and more. Every category, every price point, all on sale. Zero down and no payments for 90 days. On approved credit, one location. Massive savings at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
A flight over a former ranch, now a park in the Scablands of eastern Washington.
Cliffs of basalt tower up.
And the payoff's a beautiful waterfall.
There are 3 of them. The creek splits, forming an island.
Fly the Northwest. Hapo Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Tonight, David Muir reporting 2 cold cases.
She was trying to protect her daughter.
It gives you chills even today.
Yes.
What links both of those cases is cutting-edge forensic technology inside this lab.
Catching the Killers, 2020 tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is going to be a gorgeous day out there, so we'll have lots of sunshine and high temperatures that are going to be a little bit hotter in comparison to yesterday, as we'll be about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal, 70s and 80s in the mountains and 90s for lower elevations. Wind gusts going to be out of the north and east for today, only gusting between 20 to 25 miles per hour, but given that these winds will come out of the east, that means there will be some very dry air in the region, so we'll watch the fire potential very closely, even though technically it's not a first alert weather day. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies, although some smoke from Montana and Idaho could drift into our area, so we are expecting some reductions to air quality, no significant reductions, but that's something we'll also monitor very closely. Overnight lows down into the 50s and 60s, and then for tomorrow, a touch hotter. At this point, we'll start to get into our hottest stretch of weather, so we'll be in the 80s pretty exclusively in the mountains, and 90s in triple digits for our lower elevations, very close to 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities. Again, the gusts not too significant in that they'll only be between 20 to 25 miles per hour, but they'll still be predominantly out of the east to northeast. So again, dry air in the region. We'll watch the fire potential very closely. 2 more days to go for the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo. If you gotta split hairs here, I would say Friday would be the better day to be outside just because it's not going to be as hot. But 96, 99, what's the difference other than 3 degrees? But yeah, we're going to be hovering around 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities for Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. So a pretty prolonged stretch here. It does look like we get a little bit of relief by the end of next week, but in terms of rainfall, no real relief on the horizon. These are mainly thunderstorm chances for the mountains and for the foothills for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So with vegetation dryness going up, with fire danger going up, the lightning in the forecast is definitely going to be an interesting little wrinkle. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Highs around 100 degrees Saturday through Wednesday, maybe a bit cooler later in the week. In Yakima, hot and dry with the best chances of triple-digit heat on Monday and Tuesday. In Ellensburg, cutting it pretty close to 100 degrees at the beginning of next week, then back into the low 90s by Thursday. In Hermiston, toasty with no rainfall in the forecast. The best chance of triple digits will be on Monday and Tuesday. Finally, for Walla Walla, also, it looks like I'm one behind there. There we go. Finally, for Walla Walla, also a hot and dry stretch for most of the forecast period, although we're tracking some small thunderstorm chances for the middle and end of next week.
It's going to be a hot next couple of days.
Yes.
And we aren't the only ones trying to beat the heat.
No, it appears bears do some of the same things we might do when the temperatures hit. So take a look at this video.
And what is he grabbing? That looks like an ice block. So these are the brown bears at the Whipsnade Zoo in the UK, and the 4 bears whose names are Cinderella, Manna, Minnie, and Naya. They were treated to specialty flavored ice blocks prepared by their keepers.
They dug into the tasty snacks while frolicking in and out and around the water in their habitat at the UK's largest zoo.
So they love popsicles just like us and being in the water.
Yeah, and my favorôt part of that is he grabs it and then he runs off with it.
Yeah, that's what I do when I have my popsicle, because it's mine.
Yeah, no one else's.
Exactly. All right, keep it here, because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, explosions, collapsing towers, and a church on the move. See how history and horsepower collide in today's Take a Look at This, which is coming up right after the break. Ooh.
This summer, Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days is coming in hotter than ever. Rock out with Foreigner, live in concert. Feel the heat at the crowd favorite Underwriter Honda of Walla Walla Demo Derby. And ride into the action with 3 nights of PRCA Rodeo. Food, fun, and thrills. Walla Walla's biggest tradition is coming in hotter than ever.
The best bulls in the world have come to town. For bulls and their riders, those 8 seconds go by in a heartbeat. 8 seconds to become a champion, or nothing. It's bull time, Kennewick. PBR bucks into Toyota Center September 5th and 6th. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets or Ticketmaster.
If your bath has seen a lot of life, nobody gives it new life like Bath Fitter. Whatever shape your bath is in, Bath Fitter will transform it with an amazing number of styles and watertight walls that are grout-free and easy to clean. With 40 years of experience, Bath Fitter knows what people want. An affordable remodel that isn't just beautiful, it's guaranteed for life. When it's time to give your bath new life, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's summer event time.
Best deals of the year.
My favorite season of the year.
Why? Is it the flowers, honeybees?
Mud. See, Bronco and Bronco Sport make every adventure more epic.
Because they come with GOAT modes. Goes over any type of terrain. Like mud.
We sure do like mud.
Lease a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend 4x4 for $299 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. So you can get the car you want, at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue or Pathfinder.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. This morning we're taking a look at the stories that are trending this week. Everything from shockingly visible shock waves leveling a towering power plant
to a 740-ton historic church hitching a ride to a new location.
It was all caught on camera, and it's in today's Take a Look at This.
Here's Jeremy Roth with more.
Watch a series of impressive shock waves bring down some impressively tall stacks at a Georgia power plant with an impressive service record. Carroll County authorities were on site to witness the gargantuan stacks of the plant Wansley come crashing down one by one. The plant started coal energy production in 1976 and then added natural gas units in 2002. Explosive shock waves were visible as the second series of blasts did their demo duty, toppling the second stack and some accompanying buildings. WSB-TV reports authorities had warned area locals they may hear loud booms, and residents as far as 3 miles away reported hearing and feeling the demolition. Sharing the video online, officials called it the end of an era for the towering structures that have adorned the western Georgia horizon for nearly half a century. Hey, why demolish an aging structure when you could just pick it up and move it? That's exactly what officials in Sweden did when the ground that supported this 113-year-old landmark church was no longer safe due to an expanding iron ore mine in the area. They loaded it onto a massive 224-wheeled platform and moved it to a new location about 3 miles away. So, how exactly do you move a 741-ton, century-plus-old landmark Swedish church? Very, very slowly, yeah? Yeah. Spectators flocked and gawked as the enormous support vehicle took its sweet Swedish time, putzing along at about half a mile per hour. But like the old saying goes, slow and steady wins the race in platform-based historic structural relocation. That's a saying, right? For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Okay, I would be terrified with that first video with the tower falling over. I'm sure they cleared, no one was around or anything, but just scary.
I always think about that with controlled demolition videos.
Yeah.
I know it's protocol that everyone should be outside of a certain radius, but what if they're not? What if there was a straggler? That always.
Yeah, what if someone didn't listen, Yeah. There's a lot of those.
Don't be that guy or gal.
All right, keep it here because coming up next in Good Morning Northwest, a boost for small businesses, how Richland's new grant program could help owners right here at home. Plus, back to school with a new layer of protection, why every Kennewick Elementary now has a safety officer. All the details are coming up in your next half hour.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
It's random, it's real. It's the $25,000 Big Cash Bash at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Get ready because anyone could randomly win $100 cash only on August 23rd from 1 to 7 p.m. Everyone playing in the winner's row wins. No entries or membership required. Show your club card and multiply your winnings for up to $500 cash. $25,000 randomly given away in 6 hours, August 23rd only. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
Overturf Kia has officially relocated to Pasco, offering faster service and brand new state-of-the-art facility designed for maximum customer service satisfaction. Experience drive-in climate-controlled service entrance for comfort and convenience. Expanded service capability with top-of-the-line bays to serve you better and faster. Comprehensive parts department. Great selection of high-quality and warranty-backed certified pre-owned Kias. Lease a 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrid hybrid with 43 mpg combined EPA mileage rating. Loaded with advanced driver assistance systems, including forward collision avoidance assist, lane keeping assist and lane following assist, driver attention warning, and rear parking distance warning. Lease for just $319 per month. Shop online anytime. Overturf Kia, south of the Road 100 roundabout on St. Thomas Drive in Pasco.
Legacy lives in the people who've made this place home. For decades, Hapo and Community First Bank have been part of that legacy. Different names, same mission, invested in every relationship. We're coming together to keep building what matters. Because legacy doesn't end. It lives on in every loan, every dream, every member helped.
Hi, welcome to Hapo.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, you hit another perfect forecast with that 3-degree guarantee, 91.
91. I went with the forecast of 91. It verified at 91. So now the jackpot is at 100. It's good.
Just like our temperatures, almost.
Yes, yes. Good to be back up into the triple digits. The jackpot, not the temperatures, that is. And so for today, not quite into the triple digits yet, but we're getting there. I'm going with the forecast high 96 in Pasco, Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 93 to 99, jackpot's going to hit $125. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page. You can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is the bottom line. Highs for today, again, like you saw, around 95 degrees. They're going to be much closer to 100 for Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Pretty prolonged stretch there. And also we'll have these little shower and thunderstorm chances in the mountains and foothills for Monday through Thursday, but points in between, keeping it pretty dry. Right now, you're taking a live look at Richland. This view coming also courtesy of our good friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. Wind gusts for this morning, mostly light, but up in portions of the lower Columbia Basin, up towards Adello and Ritzville. Some of those gusts out of the north and east. Those are going to become much more widespread throughout the course of the day, bringing some very dry air into the region. For right now, temperatures mostly in the 50s and 60s. We are seeing a few 40s on the map. 45 degrees in Ellensburg. There's some portions of the Yakima Valley that are also down into the 40s. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. Around sunny and 75 by 10 this morning, and then up into the mid-90s for the hottest part of the day. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's beautiful forecast, and I'll show you some specifics on vegetation dryness. So that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We begin this half hour of news in Richland, where the Chamber of Commerce is launching a new grant program to give local businesses a funding boost. Starting October 1st, Chamber members will be able to apply for what's called the New Business Boost Grant. The idea is to put some of the Chamber's own revenue back into the community. The money can be used for upgrades like a new point of sale system, or even to help cover any unexpected costs.
Plan is to have it open year-round. So let's say that somebody throws a rock through your window and you have insurance covers it, but you have a $500 deductible. That $500 deductible could mean a very big difference in what that month looks like for the business owner, and so we would help reimburse that $500 for you.
Miller says most grants will be $25,000 or less, and this is to make sure the Chamber can help as many businesses as possible. Looking at Yakima now, County Commissioner Amanda McKinney is taking on a new role at the national level. She's been appointed Vice Chair of the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee for the National Association of Counties, representing rural communities across the country. As part of that work, McKinney authored a resolution passed unanimously by the association's board calling on Congress to hold federal agencies accountable when making rule changes without local input. McKinney says the goal is to ensure rural counties like Yakima are at the table when policies are shaped in Washington, D.C. Now to Eastern Oregon, where staffing shortages are forcing some DMV offices to close temporarily. Residents are now turning to nearby locations to get essential services. Hermiston DMV is facing challenges. The Milton Freewater DMV will be closed for an extended period due to staffing shortages, with no timetable on that office reopening. This leaves Hermiston as one of the closest offices for residents in Umatilla County. The Hermiston office says it's ready to handle the increased demand, but acknowledges the challenges. And it is back to school season. All 17 of Kennewick School District's elementary schools will have a safety officer this year, which makes it the first time in the program's 3-year history. The role of the school safety officer is to protect students from threats and act as another trusted adult in the building. Most safety officers are retired police officers, which KSD says helps bring experience to the position. KSD says the officers have many roles when on the job.
All day long, they're scanning, they're looking, they're interacting with the kids. They don't leave the campus once they're there. In fact, they're there before school starts, doing a security sweep of the playground to make sure there's no contraband left over from the night before.
School starts for KSD elementary students next Wednesday. And coming up next, over 1,400 Pez dispensers and a lifetime of collecting. We meet the retired attorney with the world's sweetest obsession, coming up right after the break. But first, Josh Colbert will have another look at your weather forecast. Keep it here. We'll be right back after the break.
Judy Justice.
And I'm
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Atomic Health pays me to do the in-home, I guess nursing or the things I do to help out, so we don't need a nurse. Meds, cooking, cleaning, getting him to doctor's appointments, picking up prescriptions, whatever else needs to be done. So at least once a month or whenever I need her, Sarah, or whatever nurse is available, comes to our house. If I have a worry that I'm not sure if he needs to go to the doctor, she comes and advises me and does an assessment and tells me if there's anything I need to do different, or I don't know that I could do this without him.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Today through Sunday. Hapo Center Pasco. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in 1 day only. New 2025 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Hapo Center Pasco. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's summer event time, Sam. Great time to buy.
A Ford F-Series truck.
Take your pick. Gas, all-electric, hybrid, and diesel. With impressive towing capability for any size to-do list. Like building a house.
A 2-story brick colonial.
Or hauling that boat to the lake.
What?
That's actually on my to-do list.
Oh.
Lease a 2025 F-150 STX Super Crew 4x4 for $329 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
Nope. And you get the latest phones.
High five.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Fire breaks out in West Richland.
We begin with breaking news.
And Apple Valley News Now is on.
It's burning about 10 acres and spreading rapidly.
When breaking news happens, count on Apple Valley News Now on your side.
We are on your side.
Next live, Gal Gadot, plus Billy Crudup. And we're cooking with Chef Eric Ajapong.
Want to hear that beautiful sizzle?
It doesn't sound sizzly enough.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County. Lots of sunshine. These highs today across the map going to be about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. So mid-80s up towards the pass, low 90s in the Kittitas Valley, mid-90s down towards Vantage. These gusts out of the northeast to southeast ranging between 20 to 25 miles per hour. Then in the Yakima Valley, we're going to be in the mid-90s up and down the valley. These gusts out of the northeast and east between 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's going to put some very dry air into the region for today, so we'll watch that fire potential very closely. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, also a bit breezy here. These gusts out of the north and east, and highs today mostly in the mid to upper 90s. I'm thinking that will probably be shy of 100 degrees, but still 98 for Benton City and the Hanford site. Then for the foothills, 90s up and down the length of the foothills, 80s and 90s for the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains. Also a little bit breezy here. Some of those gusts out of the north and east between 15 to 25 miles per hour. Okay, today's vegetation dryness. Remember, all of these levels have been adjusted for typical dryness per microclimate. Critically dry today in the Cascades and for lower elevations. Then by Monday, this is when we're going to be well into the swing of those triple-digit temperatures for the lower Columbia Basin. Still critically dry stuff for the Cascades and lower elevations, but with a few more days of this in store, I have a feeling this map might be a little bit brighter even for next week.
Thank you, Josh. All right, check this out now. It's a Pez collection in Southern California that you really have to see to believe.
And we're going to show it to you. So here's George Pinocchio with the story of a man who's anything but pessimistic about his love of collecting.
Are you a hoarder?
No, but that's a good question. No, I collect a lot of things, but I don't hoard.
That's what hoarders say.
Well, then maybe you got me.
Otto Cipolla is actually a recently retired attorney, and his office walls are lined with Pez dispensers that go back in Pez history as far as 75 years. You see, when Otto collects something, he goes all out. For the last 6 years, Pez has been this lawyer's guilty pleasure.
Over 14,000 line these walls. I have another 6,000 or more in storage.
That's more than 3 times the official Guinness World Record for Pez collecting. We've seen Pez in movies like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, you got Pez!
In documentaries, even on Seinfeld.
Here, you want this? Oh, you don't want it? No, I bought 5 of them.
How much money have you invested in this collection over the years?
Probably 50,000. Wow. At least. After a while, when it became addictive, I just said, I'm going to have everything. So whatever I saw that I didn't have, I went and got.
He got Snow White and the 7 Dwarves. There are many Mickey Mouse Pez dispensers, a mishmash of Muppets, the rock band Kiss, basketball superstar LeBron James, Burger King, and Ronald McDonald are here. So is Jack in the Box. I even found Colonel Sanders and our Presidents.
Presidents. Sorry, I lost it at that. Do you collect something like that? Not like that, but I would know about it if it was something like that.
No, not like that, but my grandma does have a collection of Pez dispensers, not that many.
Oh,
and I'm pretty sure there's a Garfield one, there's a Santa Claus one, and I think maybe she's about 19,000 short of what that guy has.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. No, he needs like a Dewey Decimal System to organize that.
Yeah.
Like, I would not be able to keep up.
Presidents, you really got a kick out of that one.
All right, keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Mr. Josh here will be back with your full First Alert weather forecast. He's going to let you know how today is looking and the rest of the weekend.
Get RV show pricing now at every Blue Compass RV. All RVs must go, starting at $101 a month. Shop 100 plus locations coast to coast. That's over 15,000 new and used RVs to choose from, exclusively at Blue Compass RV. Hurry in today.
During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at McCurley Subaru, there's even more to love because every new Subaru sold helps grant a wish for a local child through Wheels Make Wishes Come True. Last year, we helped raise over $100,000 for local Make-A-Wish kids. And this year, you can save big while doing something amazing. Plus, school educators can save an additional $500 on a new Subaru purchase or lease. McCurley Subaru, your way home.
Confidence isn't given, it's built. One choice, one moment, one step at a time. How you feel is how you play. It starts with a click. Invisalign.
Cream on the left, one more episode. Cream on the right, we crushed the whole series.
Yes! Oh, that was really good.
Oreo, stay playful.
I love how you're always thinking ahead.
Well, they don't call me Prepared Pat for nothing.
Guess that makes you forward-thinking Fiona.
Gotta protect your dreams.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
And that would be? Relieved Rudy?
Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
Make your hard-earned dollars go further during the Labor Day sale at Furniture Row. Shop today, because the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus, find huge discounts on living, dining, bedroom, and save 30% on our Denver mattress lineup. Check out Doorbusters while they last, and make your cash go further with 60 months, no interest. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The Labor Day sale on now at Furniture Row.
Summer love for young and gold.
Paradise!
Bachelor in Paradise, new Mondays on ABC.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health's Dermatology Center in Benton City. Look and feel your best with cosmetic dermatology services.
The new Stone-Baked Pizza Mode from Frigidaire. For restaurant quality, it's dough to done in 2 minutes. Dare to expect more from your oven. Frigidaire.
Get RV show pricing now at every Blue Compass RV. All RVs must go, starting at $101 a month. Shop 100 plus locations coast to coast. That's over 15,000 new and used RVs to choose from, exclusively at Blue Compass RV. Hurry in today.
Apple Valley News Now, the official television home of the Seattle Kraken. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today's going to be another beautiful day out there. Lots of sunshine from the Cascades to the valleys to the basin to the foothills to the blues. High temperature is going to be about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. That means 70s and 80s for the mountain ranges and 90s for lower elevations. Wind gusts going to be out of the north and east for today, gusting anywhere between 20 to 25 miles per hour. Not too strong, but this is going to bring some very dry air into the region. So we'll see what that ends up meaning for fire concerns, as the fire danger will be a little bit elevated for today, but technically not a first alert weather day. Then for tonight, clear skies, but we will have some haze and smoke working in from the east, some of these fires that are burning in Idaho and Montana. So we will see reductions to air quality. I'm not sure how significant they're going to be. It's something we'll monitor very closely. Overnight low is going to be down into the 50s and 60s across the map. And then for tomorrow, starting to get into the hottest stretch of weather, as we'll be in the 80s pretty exclusively for the mountains and up around 100 degrees for a lot of our lower elevation spots. And the wind gusts once again out of the north and east, so bringing some very dry air into the region. And again, not technically a first alert weather day, but watch the fire potential very closely. We still have 2 more days to go for the Vinton Franklin Fair and Rodeo, and if you're splitting hairs here, Friday would be the better day to go, as it's not going to be as hot as Saturday, but 96, 99, what's the difference at that point? And we're going to keep it right around 100 in the Tri-Cities for Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Maybe a little bit more relief in store by Thursday, but a pretty prolonged stretch of temperatures hovering right around triple digits. And to add insult to injury, it's going to be pretty dry out there. We do have a little shower and thunderstorm chances, but in the mountains and foothills for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it doesn't look like we'll get much rainfall from any of these chances, and that's going to add an interesting little wrinkle when it comes to the fire danger going up into next week, which is what's going to happen. Vegetation dryness will trend a little bit higher. Skipped over the Tri-Cities there. We'll go back to that. 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Highs around 100 degrees Saturday through Wednesday, maybe a bit cooler later in the week. And Yakima, hot and dry with best chances of triple-digit heat on Monday and Tuesday. In Ellensburg, cutting it pretty close to 100 degrees at the beginning of next week, then back into the low 90s by Thursday. In Hermiston, toasty with no rainfall in the forecast. The best chance of triple digits will be on Monday and Tuesday. And finally, for Walla Walla, we are going to see temperatures up around 100 for Monday, a little bit cooler after that with little shower and thunderstorm chances Wednesday and Thursday. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, inside the K-pop Demon Hunters phenomenon. The action-packed film, which became the most watched original animated film on Netflix, is so successful, it's now making the rare jump from streaming to the big screen.
Just knowing that this is something that you can just watch over and over again with your friends, your family, or alone, it's so fun.
And this morning, the creative forces behind the movie are opening up to GMA.
Having people sing songs like melody that you've created, lyrics that you've created and worked so hard on is so serendipitous and it's the best gift ever.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on how those catchy songs came to be.
This is what it sounds like.
With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Still dealing with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease symptoms despite treatment? Put them in check with Rinvoq. Rinvoq works differently, and it's a once-daily pill.
When symptoms try to take control, I got rapid relief with Rinvoq. Check.
Rinvoq helped visibly repair my intestinal lining. Check.
I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
Rapid symptom relief, visible repair of the intestinal lining,
and lasting steroid-free remission. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50+ with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 6:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We want to start off with your national headlines. This morning, we're learning the public may soon have access to unreleased files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The DOJ is set to start releasing them to the House Oversight Committee today, and that's according to the committee's chair, Representative James Comer. He says the panel will check the redactions and then make the files public. In a July memo, the Justice Department argued that further disclosure isn't appropriate, saying the files contain sensitive information about victims. In your business headlines this morning, the next time you're waiting for your Chipotle delivery, you may want to keep an eye on the sky. The fast casual restaurant chain on Thursday announced it's partnered with Zipline, a drone delivery provider. Customers will be able to place their order through the Zipline app, and a drone will then deliver it to your house. Right now, this delivery method is only available for a small number of customers in the Dallas, Texas area. Chipotle expects to offer the service to more cities in the coming weeks. In your health news, check your freezers. There's been another recall of bagged frozen shrimp. According to the FDA, the shrimp manufactured by Southwind Foods is being recalled because of possible radioactive contamination. They were sold under several brand names at multiple retailers in 9 states between July 17th and August 8th. You should either throw out the product or return it to the store for a refund. So far, no illnesses have been reported. And this comes just days after Walmart's Great Value brand bagged frozen shrimp was recalled for the same reason. Talking sports now, ESPN's new direct-to-consumer streaming service is now available as of yesterday. The sports broadcasting network made the name easy to remember. It's called ESPN. The service and network is owned by Disney. It hopes sports fans who don't get its over-the-air product take advantage of the streaming option. And the streaming unlimited plan costs $29.99 a month. Viewers get access to nearly 50,000 live events yearly, also studio shows and much more. And there's also a lower tier option available. The company says some paid TV subscribers may already get the new flagship streaming platform as part of their package. Now to your top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. First up, Walla Walla police say it was a violent night in the city on Wednesday with 3 separate incidents. Around 1 a.m., a SWAT team was called to East Chestnut Street where a man wanted for attempted murder and robbery barricaded himself after attacking a woman. The woman managed to escape and was hospitalized. Now, earlier in the night, a teen was arrested after a gunshot went through a neighbor's apartment on West Maple. And just before midnight, officers broke up a large fight on West Cherry, where bear spray and gunfire were both reported. In Yakima, investigators say 36-year-old Roberto Leyva Sanchez is the man accused of firing at officers earlier this month. He was linked to the shooting earlier in the day where a woman was killed and a 13-year-old boy was wounded. In Kennewick, police are investigating a motorcycle crash near Bob Olson Parkway in South Penn Street. This happened just after 7:30 last night. Officers say it was a single-car collision. The rider was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Traffic was shut down for some time, but the cause is still under investigation. And also in Yakima, McGuire Playground along the Greenway caught fire yesterday. This makes it the 3rd time the popular play area has been burned. Finally, it's the best week of the summer in the Tri-Cities. The Benton Franklin Fair is underway with livestock shows, rodeo action, and concerts. Tonight is featuring Smash Mouth and Sir Mix-a-Lot. And trending this morning, Surf's Up. I like that, Radical. So some Radical pups started the weekend early as more than 25 dogs joined their owners for the Ocean Fest Surfer Competition in Hawaii.
Some pets rode the waves alone while others rode tandem. This was the 10th year of the competition.
Look at that, that is too cute. Oh, my dog just eats all the food. Well, teams competed for a year's supply of Raising Canes and other prizes. Oh, Raising Canes, I love that, I missed that.
Hey. That is a good prize.
Yeah, oh yeah. Can you surf? I can't surf.
Can I surf? No.
No.
I can't even skate, so.
Oh really? Okay. I could teach you.
I have a scar right here on my elbow. All I did was I stood on the skateboard.
Oh.
And I lost my balance and
I think I can teach you.
Yeah.
Here in the studio. There
I appreciate that.
And I mean, it's a good day outside to get out and skateboard, even though you can't. Don't do that if you can't do it.
Yeah, good advice. And better advice would be water and sunscreen. That's what you're going to need for today.
Hydrate.
Yeah, definitely touching on that more in a second. But first, I wanted to touch on the fires, the 2 new fires that sparked up overnight. The Badger Fire burning off of Washington 24 in Yakima County. It's 250 acres. Don't have any word on containment. And then we have the Pipe Creek Fire that's burning right over Blewett Pass in Kittitas County. 12 acres, no word on containment with this one. And then the Sun Country Fire that's burning to the west of South Cle Elum, right along the interstate, still 72 acres and 30% contained. Now on to temperatures for this morning. 40s, 50s, and 60s across the board. Just kind of depends on your microclimate. Pretty comfortable out there for this morning. A little bit later today, yeah, it is going to be roasty toasty, as we'll be in the mid-90s in the lower Columbia Basin. About 5 to 10 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. Bottom line for the forecast, highs around 95 for today, specifically in the Tri-Cities, but closer to 100 for Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. And then these little shower and thunderstorm chances up in the mountains for Monday through Thursday, also for the foothills. That's going to be interesting when it comes to fire danger, which will go up as we head into next week. It's going to be very dry and very hot. Be on your P's and Q's when it comes to heat and fire safety.
And especially if you're heading to the fair today.
Yeah, if you have the funnel cake maybe earlier in the day.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalley.newsnow.com.
Good Morning America is up next, and we'll be back with the local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.